What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
All right, you want to know what ROI really is when it comes down to your digital marketing? Well, it's a new concept. It's about the life cycle of your online consumers, seeing when they are actually ready for you to communicate with them. We have a special guest in our studio today. That's Lauren Littlefield, Director of Marketing at Right On Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
More than welcome, more than welcome. Well, you have over 9 years of technical experience in technology, marketing, and public relations, and you joined Right On in April of 2013.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that history and give us a little bit of knowledge about the concept of Right On Interactive?
Sure. I actually started talking with Right On Interactive before they were hiring anybody. So it was interesting as I was learning about the software as if I was going to be purchasing it. I worked in higher ed, so I was wondering how can we better increase enrollments and increase retention of students. And so Right On actually offers a way to do that through their Lifecycle marketing solution. The more I started talking with them, the more I learned about them, learned they just lost their marketing manager, and I had a little bit of expertise in that area, so that's how we got together. But
Excellent.
At the end of the day, it's all about winning new customers, keeping those customers over time, and growing the right relationships. So you're building loyalty with those customers. So they come back again and again, they're referring business to you, and they're really an advocate for who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Now, ROI are the initials of the company. That's a great innovative name and pretty auspicious because there's something about ROI in digital marketing that's been elusive for a huge number of companies, and it's actually kind of gotten a stigma in its own right because how do you track that tweet? How do you track that email open to an actual lead? Well, we're blasting out in all these different areas, but how to make sense of it all, right? So that's where ROI really takes hold, right?
It is, and instead of just looking at a tweet, we're looking at the engagement with the tweet. So we're much more interested in when someone's tweeting about us or about a brand, when they're retweeting what a brand's already put out there, and measuring that engagement and tracking that in the same customer file, if you will, that you're tracking. They're opening their emails, they're visiting your website, they're downloading your white papers, your ebook, your brochures, whatever it is that you have on your site, and they're buying from you, or they're, any type of engagement you can have with them, whether it's social media, email, web-driven, face-to-face meetings, depending on your business model, having that all tracked in one place.
Well, that's an incredible. We've seen the entire tool set that Right On Interactive has. We've actually been privy to the inner workings there, and it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, the life cycle marketing is a concept unto itself. And I'd like you to illuminate a little bit more. You're talking about all the different channels,
right?
But can you explain more about just the concept of the life cycle, because that's actually a whole different mindset than sales funnel.
Sure. Well, I mean, our biggest thing is that the sales funnel's dead.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, too, with a funnel, everything goes in it anyways. So it's kind of a bad analogy to describe the process. But what we're really looking at is over the lifetime of a customer and their relationship with the brand versus just a one-time interaction, a one-time purchase. And so when we say life cycle, we're meaning not just, mapping out where they are with you at any given moment, but also taking into consideration who they are. Are they a good fit for your type of customer? How do you identify that ideal fit? But also taking into consideration all that engagement we just talked about. So when you have all of those things moving, we call that our 3D scoring model, because you're looking at the life cycle stage, their profile match to who your ideal customer is, as well as how engaged they are with your brand, and that can determine how you're reaching out to them. So whether that is through those channels like email, web, whatever, it's the way they want to be reached out to, and so you're meeting people where they want to be.
Now you're talking about the training of the software from the company that's using it. This was also something that was very exciting to me whenever I started learning about the software, is that no one recipe is the same. It really is subjective to the company itself. So they really have to dig in and understand their own consumers' demographic and really put together those use cases, those use profiles.
Absolutely.
And understand, to a much deeper degree sometimes than has ever been done inside of a company is our individual, our consumer is actively inside of this social space. They're looking at these emails. They're also looking at other competitors in that space as well. And you start putting together almost a script of sorts of how you broadcast to these users, right?
It makes marketing and sales smarter. At the end of the day, you have a stank rake list of people you want sales team to call because they're the most engaged, best profile fit for your company. I mean, as a salesperson, I know my husband would die to have that list. Just right there, that's your easy pickings. And from a marketing perspective, I know when I'm trying to talk about a webinar that's maybe higher ed focused, I know exactly who I'm going after. I know who that segment is, and I can reach them immediately with that message.
That's excellent. Can you tell me who uses ROI right now? I mean, just from the concept of the company. What am I asking? What type of company would regularly be engaged with your software?
So we have several different verticals we work really well in,
Yeah.
kind of more in the financial insurance space. Healthcare is an up-and-coming area as well. Technology, I mean, if you're a technology company, it's fast and easy for you to adopt another technology to use. So we definitely find a lot there. And higher education, I think at first it was surprising, but then the more you start talking to educators and admissions counselors, they're trying to win new students. They're trying to keep those students, and they want to graduate those students and get money back from those students, most schools. So it's a real life cycle. And the thing is about, especially with higher ed, is that life cycle, it doesn't end until the person dies. So it's a long time frame we're going to be communicating with somebody.
Yeah, because after they graduate, they become alumni. After they're alumni, they start giving back for events or whatever, and then they start gaining wealth, and then it's money. And
you're looking at alumni engagement. How can you get more from somebody? Well, they haven't been coming to events. Well, how can we do something that's going to get them back involved? There's all different ways you can use the product. So to your point, absolutely, everybody's got their own customized approach to what they're trying to do, but at the end of the day, it's all life cycle marketing.
Something also interesting inside of ROI is as you start putting together patterns in these different vertical markets, you can use those as templates, per se, to use with other organizations inside of a particular vertical.
Absolutely.
So it's a continued learning environment, not just for that particular company, but other organizations that solicit the service from you. You now have even a better fit of how to build that particular expansive campaign, because you've done it for a number of other organizations in the same market space, right?
Right, and we don't have like a customer support and account management group that are completely separate entities. The way we work is we have a client success team, and those people handle account management, client support. They work with development, and they work alongside sales to make sure that whatever company it is or organization, we know their goals going into it, and we're able to execute and then hang on to that information, use it in the future as well.
Imagine that everyone in this room had on green and red shirts, and you knew that the red shirts were those that were not a good fit to do business with you, and that the green shirts were those people that were a really good fit to do business with you. Then imagine they each have a number on their shirt, say from 3 to 300. You would know that the 3s are not very engaged with your brand. They don't know much about you. But the 300s, they are opening all your mails, they're all over your website, engaging in the social conversation, they are talking to your sales reps. That's what our software does. We score prospects and customers to determine who is the best fit and most engaged with your brand at any point in time. Then we track them through the entire journey that they have with you, from the time they are a prospect to when they become your loyal brand advocate. Once we identify those people, you can build robust customer segments and set up automated marketing programs to nurture them at any stage in the life cycle. Right On Interactive. Win new business, keep current customers, grow the right relationships. Download our Lifecycle marketing ebook to learn more.
What do you think about that? pretty simple to understand, isn't it, Doug?
It is. It is. I think so people have been bashed over the head with the sales funnel for so long that it's finally getting across to people. The way that I talk to people is, marketing automation. The other problem is marketing automation. Everybody calls their system marketing automation, right?
Right.
And so if you're an email service provider and you can trigger an email, all of a sudden they call themselves marketing automation.
Right.
And so there's some murkiness there. So I love the customer lifecycle marketing aspect of this, because it literally is that everybody is taking different paths now to that destination, to become your customer. Some of them see a commercial on TV. Some of them learn about you through a review. Some of them, social. Some of them Google, and so everybody's taking different paths. And that's what this enables you to do is create campaigns for those paths in real time, so that their behavior triggers a response, and leads them along the path, to become a customer, and then to become a better customer. So upsell, keep, retain. The other part of it is that with marketing, we're always talking about acquisition. And I was talking last night, I was talking at an event here in town called Smart Ups, and I was telling people that most people have enough visitors on their site to sustain growth.
Absolutely.
Most people have it. And so this unending desire to get more and more and more is really terrible when you're not looking at what you already have and whether you're converting it. So
you're not using it effectively.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
And so that's where a system like Right On Interactive, I think, differentiates itself even from the field of those big marketing automation companies, is they truly are focused on that customer profile and how to get more people like that. I don't need more customers. I need customers that are going to stick with me. I need customers that are going to spend more with me, that are going to appreciate me more, that are going to talk about me more. I don't want more customers that don't pay, that quit, that and so I just think it's a revolutionary product, and they're a client, so I have to say that out loud. But Troy and Amol were friends of mine way back in the days of Exact Target, and they had a great vision and they executed on it. So it's great to see them growing so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole point is a lot of customers. There's the maturity in the customer, and a lot of times that customer doesn't want to be contacted whenever they first open that email. Okay, you're going to bash them over the head with your full sales initiative as soon as they open. Well, that's not respectful of digital ethics, and this has a lot to do with marketing. There needs to be ethics inside of marketing, and this is how you train it right here. Sorry, we're taking up all of your
talking for you.
Going. This is great.
Well, this is a multi-channel marketing automation tool, but it's more of a statistics engine as well.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about these multi-channel? You have something on your site that talks about lead and consumer scoring. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So like with a lot of marketing automation companies, they're really focused on that lead and getting that lead to convert to more of a qualified or a prospect or whatever the next stage in their funnel, so to speak, is. And what we're really looking at is scoring them and letting you know who's the good fit, who you should go after, who you need to build your engagement with, who is saying, hey, I want a relationship with your brand.
Right.
And taking that into the customer stages, so the next stages, beyond just the lead scoring, it's both. Because as someone grows with you and builds a relationship, that relationship gets stronger and stronger, you can actually attach a number value to that. And so this individual, like in the video or in the audio you just played for the 300, that 300 person, they're a customer and they've been buying from you, but they've also continued to open your emails. They've continued to, respond to your polls on Facebook or whatever the case might be.
Right, absolutely. And then you also have the lead and customer nurturing as well. And that falls into the same thing, is that you're trying to nurture that particular lead into those other additional higher scoring qualified consumers, right? Well, can you talk about businesses that can you talk a little bit about businesses about multi-channel marketing and what reservations you may have run into with businesses inside utilizing all those? Any type of reservations of effectiveness of multi-channel marketing?
Sure. I think I think we saw a huge boom with email marketing, and everybody was like, it's the end all be all, it's the best ever. And it still is, right up there. It's the best way to reach people. But I think it's almost to the point now with your junk and your spam and everything else. I get so many emails now, the way Gmail has done their inbox, I don't have to even look at them. So, these are things I opted in for whatever reason to get a discount, et cetera.
Right.
So, I think at some point you have to mix it up. You have to find out what customers want to do with you. For example, if a customer doesn't open an email introducing something, but they sign up for a contest, maybe try an email that mentions a contest in the subject line instead, if that's what they're really interested in, see if that works. So it's about listening to the customer and watching their behavior as well.
Real quick, you integrated with Salesforce.com. Can you discuss the benefits of connecting with that customer relationship management service?
So everything in your CRM is in ROI. So when someone goes to an ROI landing page, they open your email that you've sent via ROI, Twitter, Facebook, Foursquare integrations as well with ROI. That all goes right into Salesforce, and you can access that record right there.
Very cool. And do you integrate with other CRM platforms as well?
We can.
Yeah.
I think a lot of folks try to get one on their, list of integrations, and they leave it at that. We're very open with that. I think that's probably why it's a good thing we're nimble right now, and we can move quickly if we need to for a client. Absolutely.
You know what? How do interested businesses get in touch with you?
It's up to them. If they want to go to our website, which is rightoninteractive.com, absolutely. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, Google Plus, LinkedIn, whatever your flavor is, as well as our blog. I really recommend our blog just because there's a lot of good content, not just from me, but also from our two co-founders. They have some unique perspectives, and they're really industry leaders. So it's a lot of good stuff out there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's honestly, it's an incredible benefit to be able to see that these tools are out there and they're maturing now, is that it's no longer a scattered approach without any type of rhyme or reason. We've been a long time advocate of metrics in marketing, and this solution actually fits the bill, and we're really a champion of an Indiana business as well, growing the way you guys are. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. All right.
You're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Aaron Sparks. We're online with exclusive podcasts, the latest web news, and links at edgeofthewebradio.com.